Pokemon Home has finally been updated to include support for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Pokemon Legends Arceus. So what are we waiting for? Let's check it out. How's it going, everybody? Blaine here for Bridgeport Games, and if you're like me, you are super excited because Pokemon Home has finally been updated to include support for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is what everybody's been waiting for, really since last November when BDSP came out. Finally, we have a way to send all those Pokemon that we're catching, all the shinies, all the alphas, all the legendaries, into Pokemon Home for us to complete our Pokedexes on there. Now, this is actually really exciting because we finally have all this connectivity, but I do want to make you guys aware there are some issues that are going on right now. So first and foremost, the games are fully done, maintenance is over, and the game is able to be accessed. However, they're rolling out connectivity in different areas kind of randomly to make sure their servers don't overload. Now, this is actually going to be going on until tomorrow night. However, I did find a bit of a workaround that's going to actually help you guys access Pokemon Home right now, no matter where you are. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. We're going to cover all the brand new features in this update and really just see everything that's in there. But before I do, I just want to take a second to ask if you like the videos we have here on the channel. Please make sure that you actually like them by hitting that thumbs up button, and of course consider subscribing to the channel to become part of our amazing Pokemon community to make sure that you never miss any of the awesome videos just like this one. Alright, so that being said, I'm not going to delay this anymore. Let's go ahead and hop over to Pokemon Home and take a look at this brand new update. Alright guys, the update for Pokemon Home is live, but a lot of people can't get in. Now, they're doing sort of like rolling access, kind of like chosen randomly, so there's no real way to like get in other than just trying over and over again. And in fact, if I try to get in now, if I go in through my main account here, which is Cinnabar, you're actually going to see, as soon as it boots up here, so it usually takes a second, I'll get to the screen where it asks me to push a button, and yeah, as soon as it says logging into Pokemon Home, it usually takes about 10-15 seconds. I get here. Currently undergoing maintenance. Now, we've seen pictures from the completed build, so we know that maintenance is done. And in fact, thanks to Joe Merrick, I actually found a workaround that lets me get in. So check this out. I went ahead and created a new profile on my Switch. So let's go ahead and close this. And now I'm going to go back in on this account I made called Test. Now you do need to actually link it to a real Nintendo account. I just made one and then just threw it in there. And as we can see, if we go in here, for some reason when you make a new account, you're able to actually go in and get in now that the build is completed. Now, as you can see, I still have the basic membership. I only have the one box, and I have the Pokeball guy here who looks like he's trying to flirt with me, but all right. Yeah, go away, bud. Thank you. Now, the problem is, obviously, as I made this account, I don't have any save files under my Luigi avatar here, but if I go into Pokemon, I can change the user here, and I can actually change it to anybody else. And as we can see here, I have BDSP and Arceus. We should still be able to go in and see everything. So let's go ahead and hop into Arceus. I want to send over some alphas. All right, so as you can see, we are actually looking at our pastures, and this is actually really cool. So all my Pokemon that I had are here. Let me see if I can find one of my alphas and put that in, because from what I've heard, alpha Pokemon still stay alphas, which is pretty darn great. All right, here we go. We have an Alpha Electabuzz, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put that into Pokemon Home. And now let's go ahead. I'm going to actually exit out, and then I'm going to save this. Quit. There we go. Sorry, guys. I actually haven't been on Pokemon Home in a little bit, so please bear with me. All right, save changes and exit. All right, cool. So now my Electabuzz is going to be in my home, and we can make sure that we actually still do keep that alpha status, because I know a lot of people were really worried about that. So, let's see. Pokedex. All Pokemon. I have 2. I mean, come on. This is not a difficult thing here. And it's a Gen 1 mon, even more so. Alright, so from what I can tell, it looks like it'll mark the Electabuzz as being from Arceus. It doesn't mark it in the Pokedex if you have an Alpha 1 or not. And I'm pretty positive they're going to remain alphas. So I'm going to go into BDSP. And let's check out that Electabuzz and make sure everything is still there with it. Now, here, as you can see behind me, I'm going to actually remove myself from the screen for just a second. As you can see, the Electabuzz here is no longer marked as an alpha, and it's also in a Strange Ball. Now, what's interesting is the fact that all the Pokeball data is still there. The Pokeballs are all registered in Pokemon Home, but they have Strange Balls. Now, I'm not sure why they did it that way. I assume it's just to make things a little bit easier for them. But obviously the data does need to remain there, so when you send the Pokemon back to Legends Arceus, it'll be in the correct ball. But basically any Pokemon caught in Arceus is going to have a strange ball instead of its normal Pokeball. But let's take a look at the BDSP options we have here as well. So we know that any Pokemon that was like duped using glitches is not going to work. So these like Dialga I cannot bring in. Let's see what else. I mean, I use that duplication glitch with a lot of things. Okay, so like all these Larvitar are not able to come in. That's fine. That's pretty much what we expected. But the interesting thing is that we actually have the ability to bring in pretty much any other Pokemon though. And I'll go ahead and save. So as you guys can see, everything is there. Arceus and BDSP support does exist right now, and we're able to save. Everything is great. All right, one other thing I wanted to touch on. So obviously I threw together this account real fast, just to show you guys how all this works. When you actually have your real version connected to mobile and you deposit Pokemon from BDSP or Arceus, you're going to get all 3 of the respective starters from the game as a mystery gift. So if you deposit Pokemon from BDSP, you're going to be able to get your Piplup, your Turtwig, or your Chimchar, and they will have their hidden abilities, which is awesome. In Arceus, if you deposit a Pokemon, you will get as a mystery gift Cyndaquil, Oshawott, and Rowlet, and they will have maximum effort values for the game. So pretty decent, actually freebies when you go ahead and actually sign up and you deposit your Pokemon, use mobile, all that good stuff. So because of all the, kind of new things that this update has added, obviously, we have the base support and things like that, but because of the updates and because of the changes, there are some things that are actually able to be updated now. Now, I don't have every single Pokemon to show you all that, but Joe Merrick has cataloged it over on Twitter, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that so you guys know everything that this new build has. Alright, so as you can see, Joe Merrick actually did a lot of experimenting here, and he actually came up with a lot of really cool things that I didn't even really think about when I was first getting ready to start doing my, explanation for how the home update works. So, as you can see, he got in kind of last night using the new account method that we use today, but a couple things he did notes. First up, really big, the Arceus forms automatically revert when you put them in home. So if you use the plates on to make it water, ground, grass, bug, whatever your fancy is, when you send it into Pokemon Home, it's just going to be the good old-fashioned normal type. Now, that being said, too, if you have any of the merged forms of Dialga Palkia, where you have, the origin forms where it's like, Dialga turns into like a weird-looking horse. I'm sorry, that's what it looks like. If that's the case, it's also going to revert back to normal OG Dialga, which is fine. However, kind of on the flip side of things, Skyform Shaman is going to remain Skyform in Home, which is pretty dope. Like, we've never really had that ability before, and I personally love Skyform Shaman more than the normal one. I'm sorry to any, base form lovers, but I am super excited about that, especially to have that for my online Pokedex. So he also notes here, unlike Pokemon that were sent over from Let's Go, if you're connected to Sword and Shield and you go to check the, Hisui Pokemon, they're not going to have their abilities listed yet. Or their moves. And the reason why, obviously, the way I think this kind of works, the Pokemon from Hisui are only going to be able to go into any games that they've been coded into, so they obviously haven't been coded into Sword and Shield. Now, we know that they do have abilities and moves listed, so you can check that, like, online when you go on with your phone, but they are going to be actually added to the games in Gen 9, so we can see all those great abilities the Pokemon have, like, the Hisui and Lilligant has Hustle, stuff like that. We're going to be able to still see that, just not when you're connected to one of the games because the data is not in there. Alright, now we're going to continue here, and as we see, Joe Merrick does note here that as long as you are connected to normal Home and not to any of the other games where alphas don't exist, like we did with BDSP, your Pokemon are going to stay alphas. He does have a shiny Alpha Spiritomb here, which is really gorgeous. So really, really awesome there that we are going to get to keep those. I know, like, with totems, it was a little weirder, where it didn't exactly keep them, but now we do know, because there are so many alpha Pokemon, we are going to get to keep them, which is perfect. Now, here we actually see that apparently with this update, we do have new forms that are finally able to be put into Home. Now, I thought the Ash Caps were already in there, as well as all these other forms, so I gotta be honest, I'm not totally sure what he's referring to with that particular slide. But we do see here, now we can put in all the regional forms, all the evolutions like Basculegion, etc., Enamorus, our new legendary, can go in no problem. All the forms. And it looks like also all of the unknowns are going to keep their unique unknown shape in Home. I'm not really sure what, again, this is supposed to represent, because he does say, we've updated our Pokemon Home depositable Pokemon list that can now be deposited in a Pokemon Home. So I'm not totally sure there, but in any event, it's really cool to see that we're now going to also get to keep the forms for Rotom, and we can deposit all the regional forms we've been building up over the last couple of games, which is just fantastic. He does also mention, just to confirm one other thing, so if you send a Pokemon from Legends into BDSP and then back into Legends, it's going to have its old moveset and alpha status and all that stuff, and effort levels. They'll all be the way they were when they left, which makes sense. I mean, obviously, Home is going to want to save the info so you can get your Pokemon back. So, pretty much whatever, way that's done, it makes sense. I don't think, though, when Gen 9 comes out, Scarlet and Violet, I don't think you're going to be able to transfer the Pokemon to those games and then send it back and everything is still the same. I imagine that's probably going to be an issue, because typically, Pokemon has always had it when you go to the next generation, they don't really want you going back. So just kind of something to keep in mind. They also noticed, for some reason, there's some weird restrictions that I assume have got to be glitches. So first up, if from BDSP to Home, you can't transport or send in Spinda or Nincada. Now, those are not particularly interesting Pokemon. Spinda obviously has its unique little gimmick going on for it or whatever, but I don't believe that is on purpose. So I imagine that's probably just going to be a little bit of a glitch they have to fix. And then Gigantamax, Mark, Pikachu, and Eevee can't be put into Legends Arceus. I don't know why this is. I gotta be honest with you. I imagine it's probably due to something about it being a weird event. They may patch this because it seems like it's a pretty easy thing to fix. Ultimately, I'm not sure. And then he does mention a couple things like we talked about just now. If you have a new account, boom, you can get into Home right away. Existing one, you're going to probably have to wait until the conversions and all that stuff are done. And then he says the gifts for the Sinnoh and Hisui starters are going to have your Home, OT, and ID, but the origin marks from BDSP and Legends. So that's pretty cool. They have the original marks, so you get to kind of remember what, game those events came from, which is really neat. Another thing that he actually found pretty recently, it looks like the home points that you get for having Pokemon, you can actually convert to get points in BDSP or to get merit points in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, this is a big one for me because those merit points are how you get all your evolutionary items. So your things like when you go to that cashier to get your link cables, your peat blocks, all that stuff that you might need to evolve your Pokemon, you can get that using your home points now, which is fantastic. And that's pretty much all the information that he's found so far. But again, something to keep in mind, guys. If you don't want to make a new account, you are going to have to potentially wait until tomorrow, because they did say they are going to keep rolling out those logins, and we don't really know when they're going to, allow everybody in until the hard deadline of tomorrow at 1 a.m. UTC, which is probably going to actually be this evening. So it's not that long of a wait. I know it's a pain, but again, if you do want to get in now, you can't wait like I did. Just make a new account and you're going to be all set. But that is pretty much everything we have now for Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's really, really awesome that we have so much cool new stuff, and I just cannot wait to get in, transfer all my Pokemon, get my Pokedex completed, and really, just celebrate all those awesome Pokemon that I have. So there you have it, guys. I hope this has made things a lot easier for you, and you're able to use Pokemon Home a little bit easier now that you've had this kind of crash course we put on for you. Alright, so there you have it, everybody. Pokemon Home has been updated, and BDSP and Arceus finally can link to that awesome storing software. And I'm really excited because I have a ton of Pokemon, I'm a completionist, I have a living dex, and frankly, I need somewhere to put it. So finally being able to connect those games is something I've really been waiting for a while, and I am super hyped about it. But let me know down in the comments if you guys are hyped too. If you just don't care, let me know about that too. Let me know really whatever you're feeling about this big update, because I want to hear from you. And also let me know if you're going to be going ahead and just making a new account to tinker around with it, or you're going to wait. Honestly, I'm very eager to hear what all of you guys think about this, so drop those in the comments below. So that being said, everybody, I've been Blaine for Bridge4 Games. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure that you absolutely impact that like button in the face, and as always, consider subscribing to the channel to become part of our amazing Pokemon community, to make sure that you never miss any of the awesome videos just like this one. That being said, everybody, remember that the best Pokemon games are the ones that you love to play, and the proper ways to play them are however you have the most fun. I hope each and every one of you have a happy, epic, awesome, and amazing day, and as always, I will see you in the next video.